the top of the neck and the mane and the ears, whose techniques I will be repeating further down the head. Took quite a while to do the mane, so it's painted in black, umber, burnt sienna, a little bit of alizarin crimson, and a tiny bit of white gouache. Ears much the same. So I have laid the broad basin for the front of the face, and I'm actually going to concentrate on the eye today because I thought it's quite good to get the eye in, and then it starts looking like as if it's alive. So the first thing you have to do when you're painting an eye, or anything really, is just to draw it in paint, in a very loose watercolour. Just draw the main elements in. So I've done that in a loose black, so I'm using a lamp black art spectrum, and I'm using Princeton brushes, and this is a size 2. So I'm happy with that, with my drawing. So I'm now going to go in with a mixture of burnt umber and burnt sienna, and we'll just get the main colour of the iris of the eye painted. So I leave out the white, my white area of the eye. So we'll just get that in. So once you get your broad area of colour in, then you can work out if you need to change the colours at all, or put some, so I need to put some darker colours, whether I put some umber or some black around the edge, right around the edge of the iris, and this helps make it look round. So you can see on my brushes just stroking around the edge. Then I wash the brush out, I go back into the browns, particularly into the burnt sienna. And then we push those dark colours back. So we just want a gentle blending right around the outside. And sometimes it's good just to take a little bit of colour out. Right around. So you're getting the full range of tones. You're getting black around the edge, then you get some brown, and then you get a very light bit, and it all helps give that illusion of being round. So next we're going to paint the pupil in, and we do that while everything is wet so that we get a lovely blending. Now you're going to go in with quite thick paint for this section. And then black at the front as well. So you can see already, even at this point, it looks quite like an eye. Okay, now I'm just going to go back and adjust the colours a little bit. Let me bring that up a little bit there. And so the next bit, just over the top of the eye, in there, we're just going to put some colour in. You see how it's almost like a grey over the top of the eye. We're going to paint that in there. And it follows down there as well. And then we blend around the edges of that colour. So we get a nice blurry effect. And then we go back in with some very, very dark colours and just reinforce those lines. So it's really starting to come to life now. Now you see how there's always a highlight right around the bottom of the eye. Always must put that in, that's really important. So we can paint below the eye, we can paint that nice and dark. And it gives that impression of the eye being round. And there's that little bit there. Just these tiny details just make animals come to life. Now, the highlight of the eye, it's not white. There's a white spot in it, but it's not white. So we're going to go in with a very pale watercolour. But we're going to leave some white bits out. I'm going to leave a couple of spots of white. You'll see in a minute that's not quite finished. We'll go back in and just finish that off in a minute. So we just touch those up, and then we're going to make, again, it's constantly going back and assessing those tones. Are they dark enough? Are they too dark? Do you need to put colour in, or do you need to take colour out? Now let's see if we can put any lines in here. So it's almost like the eyelashes. What you're doing is painting in some eyelashes, or the reflection of the eyelashes. And then we'll make that nice and round. And we're just going to use a tiny, tiny bit of white gouache. And the reason I do this is because really, it's very hard to get really white whites. And we're just going to touch up that tiny bit down there, underneath the eye. Smooths it all out. And then that will do to start with. So thank you for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And the next one, we'll be working on this main area of the forehead, of the face, and just working up a couple of these planes on here. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.